Fagan, the new president of the Orlando Regional Realtor Association, and he represents 14,500 realtors across Orange, Seminole, Osceola, and Lake counties. Welcome to the show. Although I see you on television a lot, we interview you to talk about real estate trends. You heard in my open there, a tight real estate market. The definition of a tight market.
Tight market is defined as a seller's market. Tight because it benefits the seller. Tight market is anything under about 5 months of inventory. So we're coming out of a tight market. We're starting to build some inventory, which is a good thing for the buyers because we get more choice.
When it comes to that, does more choice mean lower price points as well, or is that not necessarily the case?
It could, but more than anything else, it mitigates some of the price increases. We're coming out of a time where price increased very aggressively. Last year, it started to slow down. So we're hoping that this year, while it may still inch up a little bit, it'll be at much smaller increments.
Is it a bad situation for a buyer in a tight market because that person may panic, overpay?
Could somebody overpay? Certainly. But the best thing is to have an appraisal contingency on the purchase. That way, at the end of the day, if it doesn't appraise, then the contract can be renegotiated.
So that is the good thing. Do you foresee another market crash like all of us experienced, or have there been some safeguards put in place with the ability of getting a mortgage that will protect all of us?
The Dodd-Frank amendments that were passed after the crash did reduce some of the risk, so you're not seeing the speculation that we saw then. I don't foresee the market flatten. Could the market decline a little bit? Certainly, but nowhere near, I don't think, anything like we experienced back in 2008.
As opposed to looking for a house, do you recommend someone who owns a house to at least explore the renovation process before they go through the transactional cost of selling and then finding something?
Sure. If the house that they currently live in needs updating, for instance, to make it more saleable in the future or more livable today, absolutely, renovation's a great way to do that.
Where do you get your bang for the buck when they're looking at that investment?
If you're renovation, typically the age-old thing is kitchens and baths are the biggest things to upgrade and improve.
You have shown hundreds, if not thousands, of houses in your career. What have you found buyers looking at the most, and what has turned them on or turned them off? Is it those elements, the bath and the kitchen, or have you seen other things?
I'm seeing people very interested again in kitchens. They want kitchens that flow. They like open. They like light. A dark house typically is not going to appeal to buyers, particularly in a state like Florida. They also love open floor plans that open to the outdoors. Outdoor living is improving, increasing. So you're seeing some of those things right now.
Very good. So the market's not open for everybody, though, because affordable housing is an issue. Are we getting better or worse here in Central Florida?
Central Florida does have some concerns about affordable housing. That said, Central Florida ranks in the state as one of the more affordable places to live. However, first-time home buyers could be a little challenged on affordable housing because of inventory. But all in all, affordable housing is a concern, but we are still very affordable.
So research shows this, and this is a big number, it seems to me, and I don't deal with this every day like you do, but it says the median single-family home price, $247,950 last month.
Yes.
Isn't that people?
Actually, if you look at the median income in the area, which is roughly $59,000, our affordability index is 137%. And what that means is that median income person with standard debts and then with 20% down payment actually can afford, even though that median price is $247,000, they can actually afford about $310,000. If you look at our total inventory, 33% of our inventory is under that $247,000 median price.
So the median condo price is $125,000.
Right.
Much more affordable, but there are the other hidden costs with something like that, which would be the potential for an assessment.
Right.
Homeowners association fees typically are higher.
Right, that's true. Condos, there's benefits to condos in that the entry point is a little lower, but there are additional fees that some single-family houses don't have, and no single-family house that I know about, meaning in neighborhoods, are going to have condo fees because that's a separate assessment.
What about hot zips? Are there some areas that you want to avoid and some areas that you're going to get bang for the buck no matter what happens with this housing situation?
Right now, what's been in 2017 and 2018, the East Orlando, out near the airport, that whole area is booming very nicely. The proximity to infrastructure and roadways and the hospitals and all that kind of stuff. The Apopka area is doing very nicely. Winter Garden is doing very nicely. So, you know, avoiding areas, not really, because, for instance, if you look at Pine Hills and some of those areas, they're actually doing fairly well on price appreciation because they were a little lower price, so there's more demand for that.
Just do your homework. We're going to continue with this. I always love talking about real estate, especially when the news is good. Some strategies you can use if you're in the market to buy or sell a home in Central Florida. That next. Welcome back to Central Florida Spotlight, joined again by Jeff Fagan, president of the Orlando Regional Realtor Association. I want to thank you for being here. A lot of folks may be on pins and needles when it comes to every word you say. I think you're almost like E.F. Hutton. For young people, they don't know what that is. When you speak, people listen, because real estate is so important. Whether you can afford it or not afford it, it impacts so much of our economy, school systems, all these things, whether people are going to move here because it's affordable, if neighborhoods are nice, well kept. It's a big part of our economy, having a good, solid real estate marketplace.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is there anything about Orlando that has made us, other than this beautiful sunshine people are experiencing on this Sunday, anything that's made us more attractive? Why people are moving here by the hundreds every day?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think one of the things, Orlando is very unique. Before I moved to Orlando, I thought of Orlando simply as Disney and the theme parks. But once you get into Orlando and you really see all the diversity of neighborhood, how interesting it is, how the cultural diversity, it really is a unique and beautiful spot. Plus, it's right in the center of the state. So you can go east-west. You've got one of the best airports in the country, a good highway system other than the construction that's going on. So I think it has a lot of appeal. Plus, it's got good schools in this area.
Whether it's on the radio or television or the websites, when you start to hit Google, Open Door, for example, where they offer to buy your house from you. Is that a good way to get rid of a home?
It can be a quick way to get rid of the home, because at the end of the day, they advertise a very rapid close, those type of models. Is it the best way? Has it really been exposed to the marketplace, or has it been exposed to one buyer? What
are your predictions for 2019? We're just a couple of months in right now.
I think 2019 will be a good year in real estate. Units may drop a little bit or flatten. Price appreciation will continue likely, but not as aggressive as rate as we've seen in the past couple of years. Interest rates now, at this point, is a much more favorable forecast. While they're still predicted to possibly go up, nowhere near as aggressively as at the end of last year that the predictions were out there.
Shopping for a mortgage is as important as shopping for a home, I would think.
Mortgages, and again, I like local vendors because you can put your hands on them, you can see them, touch them, feel them, and talk to them. Not saying some of the big portals aren't fine. But that said, shop around, talk to people, interview people. All right, Jeff, well, thank you very much, and we appreciate that. We'll look forward to other, hopefully, bright predictions for our real estate here in Central Florida. Absolutely, thank you. And on that note, we'll close the book on this edition of Central Florida Spotlight. Again, thank you to Jeff Fagan, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.